One. Hey Andres, man, I'm super excited at what we're doing for families for 2023. Obamacare has been around for a while, and last year, it was challenged three times. The Affordable Care Act was challenged three times in the federal government, and last year it was on a 7-2 conservative court ruled to be the law of the land. It's not going nowhere. Now we can really go out there and help families out. Affordable Care Act, Andres, not only is it free for families to use us as their agent, right? They're not paying us a single cent, right? They're not paying us nothing. But in addition to that, there's benefits of using an agent. Can you share with us some of the benefits of using like our firm, using you, using me, or using one of our agents? What are the benefits for the families?
Absolutely. Well, one of the biggest benefits is we know exactly what's required in the application process to make sure that the families don't miss out on credits available to them that they really have no idea. I mean, of course, the government being the government, they open this up to everybody and their grandmother. Of course, people do their best. Maybe they had a bad experience or whatever. So they went online, maybe they got a plan that they think is good for them. But first of all, there's so many different terms, deductibles, co-pays, maximum out-of-pocket expenses, all these things that most people don't even know what that means. So they look at the bottom line and they say, yeah, hey, I got a plan for $10, $20 a month. Great. But however, when they go to use a plan, that's when all the disaster and the red flags, and they end up with thousands of dollars of expenses on the back end. And it could all be avoided by talking to you, to me, to one of our licensed certified agents in whatever state that we're operating in. And we are there for the best interest of the client. I mean, we are bound by our license to make sure that we do the best that we can for them, not just for us. So that's definitely one of the things. And I know you've already had some experiences with people who had have gone down one road, and when they met you, you turned their life around.
Yeah, absolutely. We're seeing that, especially in Texas and Florida, Georgia. We're seeing that a lot of people have maybe gone to the website, the government website, shopped it around, and even ordered it. But in the majority of cases, they don't even know that, like you say, they're missing out on all these credits. We can lower their monthly premium drastically. In fact, when they use an agent, 87%. 87, listen to this is a national statistic. 87% are paying less than $10 a month for their entire family when they use an agent, right? My book of business personally, 90% of the people that I've worked with for the whole family are paying $0 in premium, which is amazing. But in fact, there's actually some new things. And like I said, in Florida, Texas, and Georgia being the primary states, but in all 50 states, we can actually work this, right? Some through the state exchange and some through the federal exchange. But in Florida, Georgia, and Texas, what I found recently was that we actually can not only help them get a $0 plan or a less than $10 plan, they actually can get paid.
That's the
Can you
best
elaborate
part.
a little bit on that? And man, Andres, I'm excited that you're one of our vice presidents, and you've been running with literally learning the business and helping so many families. This is something that's really cool that we can help families out. Can you elaborate a little bit on how that works?
Yet another example of why working with an agent, which is completely free, confidential, is a huge benefit. There are companies out there that will entice or pay people just like you and me who have a specific insurance plan, money, dollars in a Visa credit card or Visa card, just to do stuff that keeps them healthy, keeps them out of the ER, keeps them out of the hospital, keeps them from getting sick, from using more medication. Something as simple as going to see a doctor visit for an annual physical, watching a few videos on how to eat right, less soda, more water, whatever it is. It's just purely educational. And by doing so, you're educating yourselves, they're educating themselves, their family, they're hopefully improving their lifestyle. And on top of that, they're getting paid. So they're being incentivized to do what they can to improve their health. And not every company does it. Not every agent that has access to the same information even knows that exists. I mean, I think you're a perfect example. As CEO of Powerhouse, man, you brought all this information on board that we are doing what most agents can't and won't do. And we're doing it in the best interest of families out there. There's a lot of people that went on and got their own insurance plan. They don't even know that this stuff exists. I mean, why don't you give an example of one of the things I think you got paid just this week?
I just picked up another $100 Visa card that's going to be mailed to us for doing simple stuff like going to the doctor and picking up my prescriptions and watching some videos. Now, you know, as the corporate side, right, as CEO of the company, I have to do a lot of research on why, you know, and you know, so I'm like a nerd in this insurance business. So I studied all the cases, the 3 cases that went to the Supreme Court. But why would insurance companies pay people to do healthy things? Let me explain. So the whole premise of Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare, the whole premise is that American people need to have access to health care, and they need to use it, and they need to be healthy. Why? Because the United States government was going bankrupt, everybody not having insurance and just running to the ER. And then when they ran to the ER, they didn't pay for it, obviously, right? And all that was rolled up to the United States federal government. So the thinking behind having these insurance plans, right? This health insurance plans, Obamacare, or also known as Affordable Care Act. The thinking of having these insurance plans is that if you are insured, and again, guys, understand a family's going to pay 400, 700,000, $2,000, but our job, the agents in our firm, are going to find you the credits so that we reduce that to like $0, or like I said, less than $10, right? We're going to get you Affordable Care Act. So we're going to get you affordable health insurance. We're going to make sure that you get the insurance, and then we're going to teach you how to use your member services. And again, there's a few carriers, particularly in Florida, Texas, and Georgia, as well as other states like North Carolina as well, and a lot of states, right? But these carriers are going to actually pay you money for doing healthy things because they want to keep you healthy. They want to keep you out of the ER. That's the point of this, Andres. That the whole
Absolutely.
point is to help people, you know, get healthy, right?
Absolutely.
I
But
just
you know, and I mean, one of the perfect examples of why it's such a benefit to work with a licensed agent is there are specific plans that cater to the specific needs of the person. For example, I just signed up a business. An individual has a business, works 7 days a week, 12-hour days. He hasn't even seen an agent or even knows what a doctor means. I got him a plan where he can do a virtual visit, just exactly what you and I are doing right here, on his cell phone, on his tablet, on his laptop, see a doctor, tell him what the symptoms are. The doctor's on the other side looking at him, say, hey, turn around, open your mouth, say, stick your hand up, whatever. Okay, you know what? I'm going to write your script, send it to the local pharmacy. The guy was ecstatic. He's like, dude, I haven't been able to see a doctor. And when I get sick, I can't go to the doctors. I'm running my business. So that is just one example. Another example is people don't know that, the key to getting the maximum benefit is something as simple as what their income is and how many people in their household. Well, the key is if the lower you can get your income, which most people don't realize, is that they put in their gross, but there's a little section. The second question is, what deductions do you have? Well, guess what? You got taxes, you got alimony payments, you got child support. All of that takes away from their total gross income. So it could be a difference of $100 credit and a $500 credit. So you're not going to find that unless you work with someone like us. So this is why, once again, those are just simple examples of probably another 20 different things that we can do to help you, totally free, no cost to you. You don't owe us a dime. We get compensated to do the right thing for families and individuals by the insurance carriers. I mean, that's really one of the keys that you should, anybody that's looking at this should reach out to Armando Torres or Andres Verney from Powerhouse. We are the Obamacare kings here in across the country, and we're going to do what's best and what's right for you.
Absolutely. And you know, the great thing that where we're at today, and you know, coronavirus was good and bad, but the great thing that brought from it is that most people, like you say, have gone virtually, right? A lot of people have gone home to work from home and stuff like that, and we did too. So one of the things that we have that's a benefit is that we are available 24 hours a day, 365 days of the year, right? Our office answers the phone 24/7, 365. You can call Andres Verney or Armando Torres at the phone number 407-349-3223. Again, 407-349-3223. Our agency has a pledge to you that we will answer the phone all the time. In addition, you guys can reach, you'll be able to work with one of our brokers. And guys, this is free service to you. We're paid by the carrier, but our expertise, we are Obamacare experts. We are Affordable Care Act experts. And our expertise is to make sure that you have the right plan that fits your needs, right? Sometimes it may be a $0 plan. Sometimes my sister just went from being $1.23 to $4.56, and she's wondering why her insurance premium went up, right? But it's
That's
funny,
amazing.
but it's true. So we will help you get the right plan. And just like Andres says, if you're a busy professional, you can't get to the job, we'll find a plan that has virtual visits for you. We'll find a plan that'll pay you to be healthy. Let me give you guys a personal testimonial. In 2016, I personally applied for and got Obamacare for my family. January of 16, I had no idea how messed up I really was. I scheduled a doctor's appointment in February, and at the doctor's appointment, a slew of problems came up, right? Of course, I have VA, but to go to the hospital, VA hospital, to schedule an appointment, it was just a nightmare. So I never went to the doctor. I go to the doctor in February of 2016. I get diagnosed with diabetes and a bunch of other stuff. And the doctor told me, he says, "Man, if you hadn't come in and we hadn't done you could have got into a coma. You could have lost limbs. You could have lost your feet. You could have gotten neuropathy. I don't even know what neuropathy was at the time. It's like you could have really gotten messed up because your sugar levels were so high, right? I think the A1C was like 13 something at that moment. But I got healthy because that rang my bell. It rang my bell. And I didn't lose weight until much later, but over the past year and a half, I've lost 70 pounds with a doctor supervision, right? And I continue to lose weight. I'm hoping to lose another 50 pounds, right? When it's all said and done, I want to get back into my fighting weight.
And you're getting paid for it too.
And I'm getting paid for it too, right? So exactly. So I pulled out another Visa $100 gift card that's being mailed to
Yes.
me
Awesome.
because I went to the doctor, I got my prescriptions, I watched some videos, picked up the points. In this particular carrier, for every 1,000 points, they give you $100 gift cards. They also have other swag. You can get jump ropes and this and that. But I like the gift cards because then I can, that's mama don't know money
Absolutely.
that I get
Absolutely.
to use for other things. So
I got a testimonial as well. It just happened to me today. I had a young person, 27 years old. He told me, Andres, I'm young. I'm not going to get sick. I don't have a problem. I said, well, listen, brother, God forbid you get into an accident. Most people in this country are in financial trouble because of some type of a medical bill that was out of their control. So if anything, if I can get you a $10 plan that'll give you a ceiling, a maximum amount that you'll be responsible for, if God forbid you end up in the hospital, let me take care of that for you. He said, oh, that sounds perfect. It's like a catastrophic plan. Perfect. Let's take care of that. He's been in the hospital for the last 2 weeks. I've been trying to get a hold of him. I didn't know what that was going on. He was riding his scooter, was trying to make a left turn. A truck came out of nowhere. Thank God he saw it the last second, jumped up. All he did was break an ankle, and I think he's got his femur or his ACL torn up. Was able to go to the hospital, had insurance. It wasn't just put at the back of the line and hoping God that the government program would come through and help him out. And he has protection. His maximum out of pocket is only $1,200, and that's the plan
wow.
that I got for him. So rather than ending up with $200,000 in medical bills, he's only responsible for $1,200, and chances are he can go on some payment plan if he doesn't have that in cash. But think of the peace of mind that young people can have, business people can have, that at least have some kind of a ceiling and a protective cover over them, that they won't be thrown out there with a bill that's so catastrophic that can financially ruin them for forever. Because medical bills you can't file for bankruptcy and expect the medical bill to come. That thing follows you until you die. So if nothing else, at least get covered if you don't have insurance right now, to at least protect yourself in that one instance. So that just happened
Exactly.
to me today.
Exactly. No, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'll give you one more testimonial of this example is, I was writing up some of my friends, and one particular friend of mine, I play golf with this guy all the time. You know him, little guy. I'm not going to mention name because, of HIPAA regulations. I signed him up, and then he had me call all his brothers. I signed his brother up. I think it was at the end of like June or something like that. And then 3 days later, his brother ended up with like a stroke, ended up in the hospital, ended up with a bunch of problems. And he was so thankful that he had insurance because that way he was able to go to the hospital. He was able to take care of that. And his deductible on that particular plan, max out of pocket, was $1,500. So,
Oh.
he was able to just take taken care of and survive because there was no question about whether the ambulance takes him to the hospital or not. If he didn't have insurance, knowing that family, they probably wouldn't have gone to the hospital, and things could have turned out a lot different.
Absolutely.
So everybody deserves to have healthcare. Everybody needs to have healthcare. This is in place so that healthcare is affordable. Obamacare, Affordable Health Care Act, whatever you want to call it, right? You need to have it. And we're the experts. Our team has studied this stuff. We get certified, not only licensed, but we're also certified. We continuously go to trainings on different carriers, understand the ins and outs of all the programs. So why do it yourself? It's free to use us. We're experts in the field. We're licensed right now in Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Texas, Virginia, Louisiana, New Mexico, Pennsylvania, Missouri, California, Arizona, pretty much everywhere where people live, right? I don't know if we're licensed in Alaska yet, but if you have somebody who's looking at this video and they want to get a quote, I'm sure we can refer you to one of the agents in our team that has an Alaska license. I know we have a Hawaii license on our team.
Hawaii,
So pretty much,
definitely.
yeah, pretty much anywhere in the United States. So guys, our information is down at the bottom. Reach out to us. Like I said, our office is open 24/7, 365. We did that on purpose because sometimes you're going to have a need to call an agent, before, so we're available, right? We want to make sure that we become your agent on health insurance. We also do life insurance and other products, tax-free retirement and stuff like that. But the focus right now in this season is really open enrollment in helping you guys get your health care. We also do Medicare as well. So if you have mom or dad or grandma or grandpa who need that, Andres and myself, we're also licensed and certified to talk about Medicare plans as well. So there's no reason, if you came across this video, there's a divine intervention. There's a reason for that. If you watched it this far, let me know that you watched it this far and tell me something. We'll do something special for you if you watched it this far. But definitely get in contact with us. We'll be happy to help you. Andres Verney, Armando Torres. The office is 407-349-3223. Again, 407-349-3223. And our cell phones will be in the text attached here. All right. Stay happy, stay healthy, have a great 2023. And again, if you know anybody who does need this, don't keep this information to yourself. Pass on our information, pass on this video, and we'll be happy to help them. I will talk to you soon. Armando Torres and Andres Verney, Powerhouse Health.